Okay, don't worry. There is no presentation for this week. As the journey should be fun, although it's a bit boring and dry. So it's okay. Let's take easy, step by step. So, okay, step by step. We're just learning. We're just learning step by step, so that the step will be easier. Okay, the step will be easier. Okay, this is the content for today. Right? This is content for today. Crafting and effective and critical. Oh, the word's critical. Yeah, the word's critical. Literature review. Okay, I can guarantee you. Okay, I can guarantee you. Um, there is no perfect or complete guideline. Yeah, for research-based students on how to write or on how to prepare a literature review. Even if you ask me, how do I learn on how to prepare my LR? Well, I cannot answer. Yeah, I cannot answer perfectly. But what I can share with you is my understanding, okay, towards my process that I went through during my study. Okay, during my study. So this is the guideline. Okay, masuklah kelas mana-mana pun. Okay, anyone, okay, can teach me on how to do the LR. No, I can guarantee you there is no such class. Okay, to teach. Okay, to teach you specifically about LR. But all the classes, okay, we teach you steps how to do it. Okay, session overview. C. Okay, LR. Okay, so basically, what is LR? Okay, okay. Basically, what is LR? Okay, it is second sector. Okay, located in your thesis. Okay, master's thesis, PhD thesis, of course. Okay, that this is the process. Okay, systematic process. It involves one by one. Okay, of collecting. You start with collect the related articles. Okay, start to evaluate one by one, synthesize. Okay, synthesize in your particular research area. Okay, so that you yourself would be clear. Okay, what is known and what is not known, and what is further need to be done in your particular area. Okay, in your particular area, only you and your supervisor know. Okay, in the process of preparing the proposal, and then those process is going to be validated by the examiners appointed during the proposal defense session. Yeah, so basically this is the LR. Okay, it's a process. Okay, we collect those articles, we evaluate, and we synthesize. Okay, we would like to know what is really happening in our research area. Okay, what is really happening in our research area. Okay, so why LR is importance in academic research. Okay, why LR is important. Okay, LR chapter 2 is the heart of the thesis. Yeah, okay, chapter 2 is the heart of thesis. Hati dia. Okay, because everything start with a research. And research, because we would like to contribute. Okay, we would like to contribute to the body of knowledge to the specific area. Of course, everything start with the LR. Yeah, you build the foundation. Okay, the basic of your theory. Okay, synthesize. Okay, you read A, B, C, and your research is D. Okay, you would like to identify the loophole. Okay, what is the loophole? Loophole is the gap. Okay, gap is your contribution to the body of the knowledge. Okay, to the research itself. Okay, to the body of the knowledge. Okay, there is a lot of contribution. Okay, teaching contribution measure to what extent student can understand when lecturer are teaching them. Okay, that one is the teaching contribution. Practical contribution, to what extent? Okay, to what extent your research will benefit the practitioner, those who are practicing in that particular industry. That one is the practical contribution. Policy contribution, to what extent your research is contributing to the specific policy. Yeah, specific policy, okay, relating to your research area. Okay, the purpose of the academic research also support the theory development. Okay, um, we conduct the LR because we would like to identify the most related theory to support our model. Okay, although you use the qualitative methods, quantitative method, experimental based method, mixed method even, okay, you still need a specific theory to support your model, no doubt. Yeah. Okay, others, okay, LR reveal the inconsistency and contradiction, ketidaksamaan. Okay, your problem is yours. Okay, is yours. Problem is the context. Okay, what LR describe is the content. So your problem shouldn't be similar with others. Of course, if the problem clear, okay, if the problem is clear, of course, okay, it will reveal the inconsistency of the previous finding. Okay, they are measuring A, they are reporting B, and they are also reporting C, and you have been doing D. Of course, there is an inconsistency. Okay, others variable used to measures difference context. Okay, difference problem use difference theory, and of course different variable. Okay, different variable, different theory. This will create inconsistency and contradiction. Okay, this is the main purpose. Okay, this is the main purpose. Okay, two version of literature review. Okay, to be frank, okay, up to this level, okay, we have to admit that if we do not have a sufficient readings, we cannot write. Kita tak boleh tulis kalau kita tak baca. Tak boleh. Okay. You cannot write if you don't have a sufficient reading. Okay. The quality of the reading material that you are referring to. Okay. That's why, okay, last week I asked you to list out, okay, journal, types of journal, a tiering of the ranking. You will see a lot of difference, okay, in terms of the argument used, words they use to describe, although the idea is simple, but this is the academic. Okay, this is the academic. Okay, two version of the LR. Okay, I believe all of you is still at the early pace. Okay, you still explore to understand your field. Field is the context. Yeah, still mingle with the variable. Haven't start the final LR process. Tak boleh. Okay, you have to complete the LR. Okay, then only you start to draft the layout of the chapter 2. Then only you can reach the final LR. Okay, the writing section will be deeper, critical, and authoritative, where you demonstrate your argument based on the proposed research question. Okay, so dua. Early SR you still explore. Okay, final LR is second piece. Okay, after you think that you firm, this is my equation, this is the model. Okay, this is the model, this is numbers of variable that I have intent to use. So I have to dig into the stated variable. That is the final LR process. Both of the process, okay, both of the process and both consume times. Yeah, both consume times. Okay, this is the criteria inclusion when we do our literature. Yeah, literature search. Okay, we are looking for a theory. Okay, there is a theory. Okay, there is a theory that come with one sentence to describe the idea, but it's still a theory. Okay, there is a theory that give you specific variable. So there is a theory. Okay, set social exchange theory. There is no specific variable to describe the theory. But Hammond 1958, oh, memang terpaku lah. Bapak teori tu dalam kepala start buat apa? LR tu paku lah. Stating that mutual exchange between business and customer. That one is social exchange theory. Okay, commitment and trust theory. Okay, just a brief antecedents and consequences. Oh, brief antecedents and consequences. Yep. So what else? It assists you to maintenance of coherence, argument, alignment of your argument, alignment of your argument. You read, okay, this theory proposes 6 variable, okay, but you choose 2 only. When the examiner asks you why you choose 2, because. Macam mana you nak jawab? Ya. Macam mana you nak jawab? Okay. So normally we justify, okay, according to my study context, okay, the most related variable that I use to study is 1 and 2 only. So the others are remaining and not really significant to be explored. Okay, the magic thing about LR, the magic thing about literature review, you can find anything. Okay, you can find anything, but what makes difference your LR with others, okay, is how many variable that you use, okay, in that particular research area. It's not going to same. Dia tak sama. Kalau sama, model use same mediator, same moderator, same IV, numbers of IV, this means you are describing the same context. So what is the purpose that you want to conduct the study? Tak ada lah. Okay. Tak ada lah. Okay. Oh, okay. So entering this chapter is about research, we'll call that body of knowledge. Okay, body of knowledge. Okay. Some of the friends again, kawan saya lah kan. Some of the friends they start the, we'll call that this one. Okay, early literature before they explore further in defining the problem statement. Okay, defining the problem statement. Well, it's a vice versa. Okay, it's a vice versa. But as I explore the thesis development process, okay, the early AR and the problem validation should get along together, should align together. That means you are reading and defining the problem, and you also checks with the body of knowledge. Okay, do not go deeper into the final LR. Do not write anything yet. Oh, okay. But some of it, okay, when they start too long with the early LR, okay, you start to search everything. So you kata, oh, this one can be done, this one can be done, this one also can be done. Of course can be done, because you are reading those published and finished work. They done in their context. So what will be yours? What will be yours? What will be yours? It will be shaped by the problem statement. Okay, no doubt. Okay, identifying the right article for your LR. Not all article journal is suitable to be included in your LR writing. Okay, getting to know what types of the article that we are looking for. Okay, what type of article that we are looking for, because it comes with a specific purpose. Okay, each of the article prepared, okay, with a specific purpose. Okay, most of it they present empirical research. Okay, empirical research, the data, method, findings, and discussion. This is the familiar one. This is the familiar one. If you find that, okay, your journal, that your article that you cited from that particular journal, and that particular journal have high citation, that's mean reputable journal. Okay, definitely. Okay, the requirement for the author, for us to, as the author, to get published in that high reputable journal is by presenting the seminal work. Okay, presenting the seminal work. Okay, Elias theory, the core theory that anchor our model. So that's why I'll ask you, okay, to dig in, to look further in high reputable journal for you to identify, okay, what is my seminal work, dia senat tu datang daripada mana tu, alignment dia. Okay, if your body of knowledge is management, then the theory must be in management. If the body of knowledge, okay, BOK, body of knowledge is finance, so the main theory should come from the finance. Oh, okay, that's mean the seminal work. Okay, that's mean the seminal work. Okay, so the review article. This one is conceptual, theoretical model. Not much discussing, not much. Okay, when this is more on what call that, propose new theory. Okay, new theory, new model. Okay, refines construct. Okay, refine construct. That's why you find it no primary data, so you can skip. Yeah, you can skip. You can skip. And then type of article, review article. This one use secondary literature. Then the narrative, bibliographic, SLR, meta-analysis, and integrative review. No, I mean, we'll call that, it just synthesizing the existing study. We would like to know the current state of the literature. Okay, kita nak tahu kat mana. Again. That kind of the topics is the current research topic in our body of knowledge. This is review article. They are not discussing about definition of the construct, tak ada. Okay, tak ada data dalam tu, tak ada. Primary data tak ada. Tak ada, okay. Short report, brief communication letters. Okay, normally we use it in to deeper our understanding. Itu deeper understanding. Itu deeper understanding. Okay, it's just a quick dissemination of the finding, preliminary result, or the urgent data. This one, okay, this one. So very less theoretical contribution in a short report. Okay, case study, case report. Okay, specific case analysis, individual, group, or organizational. Maybe the output can be used to support your argument later. Okay, it's because it's a case study. Case study, normally they use a qualitative or exploratory insight. Okay, you are exploring the new phenomenon. Okay, you are exploring the new phenomenon. Maybe you can use it to support your methodology section later on. Okay, methodologies, methods article. The one that I ask you to find. Okay, so that you can validate that particular research area, body of knowledge, relating your title, what method been using, experimental, qualitative, or quantitative. So you get a bigger picture. See? So you get a bigger picture. Okay, this is the type of the article. Right, how to find the, siapa yang tak boleh masuk lagi ni? Okay. Okay, what else? Structuring your LR. This is a secret recipe. Yeah, secret recipe. My recipe, my secret recipe. Okay. Um, okay. I developed this recipe after I undergo the process, and I got external validation. They said me meeting the apa level to be awarded as the best thesis. Dia kata lah. Okay. So this one. Okay. The first thing come first is get the clear problem statement, because okay, in order for you to park, okay, the flow, okay, the flow in the LR, it depends on the position. How are you going to position the DV first, mediating first, or the IB come first? That one only you and supervisor know how to position it. So the first step is get the clear problem statement. So the architects over here is you and the supervisor. Okay, and then identify the right key terms in that body of knowledge. Okay, financial literacy, social economic impacts, and uh, residence acceptance, okay, SME literacy, digital literacy. Oh, yeah. Okay, do not write yet. Okay, do not write yet. Okay, we are not going to write at this level. Okay, complete the early literature review, early pace scan overview to validate. Oh, this is happening is my body of knowledge. Okay, and then map the literature review flow. Mapping means you are arranging section and subsection. Yeah, section and subsection. Maybe this means the first map can be changed by revising. Okay, by revising. Okay, dulu. Okay, this is the pace. Why? This is the pace when student done the synthesizing all the right. Call that right article. Okay, uh, bringing those article that they search. Okay, and then put in the literature metric. Okay, put in the literature metric. Okay, I'll show you my literature metric. Okay, I'll show you my literature metric. Tengok saya buat. Tak, memang saya buat. Okay, I'll show you my literature metric. Proposal. Okay, proposal. See how many file in the proposal? Banyak banyak city size metric. Example. Tengok size metric. Size metric dah. Yeah. This one is my synthesized metric. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one receipt is based on the journal. See my journal, same like I asked you to done. Okay, the same metric, trust continuity extension, user satisfaction, not done by concept. Yeah, by concept. Mobile apps banyak ya. Mobile app switching intention. Okay, switching intention. Okay, switching intention. I'm still searching at this moment. This is when I firms my search. Okay, firm my search. Okay, reference, author, by journal. See the quality of the journal, context, study context. What is independent variable, moderator or mediator. DV is the outcome, theory use. Ini penting ni. Okay, penting. Okay, others less index paper, less the index paper, especially when the paper is not indexed by Scopus, is being hard for you to find this kind of the theory. Okay, theory. They don't even mention some of the see, tak ada mention. Tak ada mention. You tengok. Tak ada mention. Kan? Tak ada. Okay, individual. But this is my notes. Okay, this is my note. Okay. This is my note. So this is my note. Explain and argue. Okay, this is an exploratory LR. Okay, exploratory LR. Okay, so this is the steps. Okay, this is step. Okay, so I exercise up to this level, then only I get familiar with journal article, thesis flow, and LR flow, and then at the moment, I think that I'm okay to construct this flow. It will be easier for me to craft the flow. Yeah, to craft the flow. Yeah, to craft the flow. Tengok mapping. This is share mapping. Saya tengok mapping ya. Ada mapping. LR mapping. Tak ada. LR mapping. Present something else. Oh, this is intro mapping. Intro mapping kan. Stop sharing, masuk ke sini. Windows browser. Ada tak LR mapping? Ingat dah. Mapping 2 draft. See how many draft? Draft 2. Okay, draft 2. Draft 2. This is mapping. Example of my mapping. Mapping. Don't go and straightly, write everything like, write everything that you read. Cannot. You're wasting your time. Okay. Strategize your move. Okay. Strategize your move. Okay. This is my map. Okay. Studies is still exploring. Okay. Copy and paste, and get to understand. Okay. The key concept. Satisfaction. What is the satisfaction? Okay. Don't forget to park the, or call that the reference. Be harder for you to find. Okay. Flex. Okay. By variable. It's still exploring. Okay. It's not easy. It's not theory. There is a paper that only discuss the theory compilation. It's good for you. Okay, but what is mapping and directing your search is a clear problem statement. It's a clear problem statement. Okay, how it works. Okay, banyak ni mapping saja pun 42 page. Yeah, mapping saja. This is only cut and paste. Okay, cut and paste. Okay, faster. Exploratory LR. Mapping saja pun dah. Kan. Mapping saja. Together. Can. Gather. Can. Detailing. Peer-to-peer. Online site. Gather. Yeah, gather. Okay. Quit. Yes ni. What more? Lagi ada apa lagi? Okay, let's get back to the slides lah. I think. Okay. Get back to my slides. Where is my slide? Okay, right. Okay, then only after you map okay, section, subsection, and then you still mingle with the draft, okay, then only you when you run the final literature review a bit more deeper, okay, then only you start to um, write line by line, okay, line by line. But nowadays with the assistance of AI, it can fasten the process, okay, fasten the process, but not to skip the process. See, fasten the process, but do not skip the process. Okay. So revise. Okay. Map one is the first mapping to section, subsection, and map two. Okay, to this next mapping, and then you further to read. Okay, read, write, and revise. The golden loop is the research gap. Okay, the golden loop is the research gap. At the end of the tunnel, at the end of the LR, okay, if your problem is clear, okay, it will lead you to the research gap, to the what is the contribution of your study, okay, what is the contribution of the study to the body of knowledge, to the research area itself. Oh, so that is important. Okay, that is important that I was strengthened. Okay, the importance for you to find the correct, the clear problem statement, because it will link, okay, it will link to the this chapter ni. Okay, literature review. Okay, literature review. Okay, okay, reading to writing. Okay, the thing that you search right now is the A, B, C, and even D. Okay, this is you. Okay, I said. Okay, I said this is you right now. Okay, you right now. When you read a journal, this means you are preparing yourself to understand what is my key terms here, key terms content though, key terms. Okay, in the body of the knowledge research. Oh, paham. Okay, AI adoption by SME. Okay, how many variable involved in the AI adoption? Okay, so this is you. Okay, this is you. You are not going to find, please pray that you are not going to find a similar title model like you. Please pray. That is the main purpose why we are conducting the LR Tardi. Okay? This is the purpose, to ensure this is my topic, this is my area, this is my variable, numbers of variable that I'm going to be used in my study, and this is my theory that I'm going to use to support my study. Oh, okay. This is the main purpose. Okay. Okay. So how to identify the research gap? So everything start with the problem. I say, okay. Clear problem, clear direction, clear gaps. This is an example of the research gaps. Because why? Okay, research gap is only exists and presented in the thesis. If you would like to read a thesis as the guideline, make sure you use the thesis recommended by the supervisors. They know which thesis is good enough to be referred. Not all thesis is suitable to be referred. Okay, imagine in the vivaciation, okay, maybe some of the candidates we awarded, okay, awarded with a minor correction. Some of the candidates even they get a doctor in first of their name, kan? But they get a major correction. Can you imagine how much damage they have to repair, okay, to meet the major correction? That's why be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Ask your supervisor, is this a thesis is suitable for me? Okay. As a reference. Can you see that was a thesis? You are referring to a not quality material that will shape your level of understanding, level of acceptance, the way you process will be tell you, we are the one who evaluating the this is we know the level. Of course I tell you, we know the level. Yeah, we are the examiner. We read line by line. Yeah, line by line. Okay. So when you write, do not assume that we skip those lines. We read line by line. Of course, we know when a candidates they are fully understands about what they have been doing. Dia memang fully understand, faham betul. We know those action. We know those quality. We know. I tell you. I tell you, know. I've been there evaluating a thesis, and I'm even asking myself, oh my lord, what has student been doing? Dia faham ke tak sebenarnya ni? That's the problem. Yeah, so find the right thesis as your reference. Okay? And the right keywords, content, okay, will lead you to the right research gap. Eventually, it will appear at the end of your write up. The end of your LR write up. Dia kan ada. So, better search term, better literature, more accurate gaps in DV. Okay, are we going to direct the search to a career satisfaction, different terms, career well-being, different term, financial literacy, different, job satisfaction, different terms. So better search terms can enhance your better literature. That's why I'm asking you to list a journal that you refer. Okay, content. First content can be your IB, first IB theory reference. The third one is your DV one. Okay, so the quality of the reading must be there. Okay, of course there are a lot of difference. Okay, the way they elaborates. Okay, the way they elaborates the sentence, the way they craft the sentence, the way they arrange the sentence. We have to admit that English is not our mother of tongue. Okay, but they are the one who familiar, and this is their mother of tongue, their field of action. So dia lagi tahu. Okay. Okay. So when we read, okay, what do we expect? Okay, to define a good LR, coherent is alignment. Yeah. First, okay, to describe, okay, to park, to position the center of the LR, you start with the problem. So how critical are you in analyzing the LR? Okay. So analytical engagement, okay, the quality of the reference that you include, okay, how many, okay, how recent, okay, how recent are they? Okay, if you go by niche, okay, focusing deepens your niche, okay, it's only, I think, less than betul-betul kena lah dengan bidang you kan. I think less than 100. Less than 100. But the reading need to be more than 100 until you precise the hundreds of the readings. And itulah. Yeah. So at the end of the day, we would like to hear your voice. So after you describe, after you compare, after you explain the difference, so what are you going to do in your study? So that is your voice. Yeah, that is your voice. Okay. So if you read, yeah, oh, ni ada common ni lah, common mistake. Okay, upon being the examiners. Okay, upon being the examiners. Okay, not synthesize, only describe from the beginning of the LR until end of the LR. So we find that this student they do not understand how to synthesize, or students are lazy. You see, dia cerita je tadi A, B, C. So what? So do not answering so what. So what it is referring to your problem, your context. Yeah. Irrelevant on unfocused. This one due to the unclear problem statement. Okay, they report everything. So when we start to ask, they cannot answer because they already lost their focus in that LR search. They do not even know what is I'm searching here. What is exactly I'm searching here? Apa yang aku cari sebenarnya? Because you are losing your focus in the LR search. This is a common one. Okay, that's why I highly strengthen, okay, the needs for a research student to clarify the problems. Because if you do not have a clear problem, so the contact is not strong. When the contact is not strong, okay, at the moment you want to list your argument, okay, you cannot list your argument because it will not be aligned, okay, with the problem statement, okay, with the problem statement, okay. Lack of criticality, yeah. So not enough LR search, especially you miss the seminal work, okay. You have to acknowledge the seminal work, okay. Tokay, the owner of the body of knowledge tu. Theory develops in that particular area. Okay, this means you are skipping the actual LR process. Okay, whether you intentionally do it or you just lazy. Yeah, less critical reading. Okay, this one get back to the paper article that you refer and cite, okay, for your thesis. Okay, if the high reputable journal, okay, I can guarantee you, okay, the way you understand, okay, their writing flow, okay, their reporting style, words that they use, okay, is difference, okay, difference, because they are the one who pioneer in that particular area. So we can see the quality of the writing, the quality of the data is there. That's why, okay, when it's a common question, in the academic workshop, okay, using AI tools as the best assistant, okay. Some of the scholars, okay, some of the lecturers, some of the supervisor, they eager, and they do not agree towards the AI assistant tools. Okay, they said, okay, that kind of the tool will make the student to skip the actual thesis preparation process. Okay, because everything is fastened, everything is can be done, they say, okay, everything is can be done by AI, chat GPT, scholarly, you can subscribe. But my point of view, okay, okay, the use of AI tools, okay, is just to fasten the process, okay, just to fasten the process, okay, not skipping the process. Skip or not, it depends on the integrity of the author. It depends on the integrity of the author. I encourage my students to even subscribe the chat GPT. Okay, I teach them how to write and edit using chat GPT in a correct way. Okay, it's just a tool. Okay, it's just a tool. Chat GPT cannot, okay, cannot assist you to find a correct journal, a high reputable journal for you. You have to do it by yourself, especially at this at this level, early literature, early LR and final LR. Dia tak boleh masuk punya database, tak boleh masuk. You don't have to worry about that. We know what's going on. Okay, we know if the sentence right by ChatGPT, so what? We cross check with the reference. So what? So what? Okay. So what? Okay, we know that then we know what you did. Okay, we know what you did. Okay, you haven't reached to that particular level yet. Okay, we know what's your level. Okay, we know what's your level. So as an academics, okay, me myself and academics, okay, we have to. I learned how to live within the AI. Okay, I learned how to live with the AI. It's just a tool. Okay, it's just a tool. Okay, at the period. Okay, at the moment I'm completing my PhD study. There is no such thing called the ChatGPT and the there's such a thing. Okay, Gemini or else. Okay, they only have Grammarly, Google Translate. Okay, so everything is fresh. Okay, so everything is fresh, 100% right up by me, by us. Okay, so the emergence of the AI itself is somehow is perceived as a threat for us in the academics. But it's okay. We bear with the risk. Okay, live how to live with the changes. Anticipate with the changes. Okay, but this is human. Okay, we cannot control others thinking about anything. Okay, they are them. Okay, we are just being ourselves. Okay, we just celebrate. Okay, celebrate the emergence of the new thing. Okay, this is about practicality of the of using um, AI assistance. Okay, also encourage my Sarah to purchase the plus tu. Okay, ChatGPT Plus. She's still calculating her budgets lah. Okay, she's still calculating her budgets lah. Okay, monthly I paid 91 ringgit. Okay, 91 ringgit. Even the stars, the tedious stars become faster. Okay, become faster. Okay, so we save a lot of time. Okay, we save a lot of time. Okay, we save a lot of time. Okay, citation error. Okay, citation error. This is a common one. Okay, but some of the students, okay, they take for granted. They say that I subscribe ChatGPT, so let the ChatGPT do all the process. This is their mistake. This is not ChatGPT mistake. This is your mistakes. You lazy. You are lazy, and okay, you are dreaming to get PhD, MAC via ChatGPT. Okay, don't you ever to try do like that. Okay, furthering masters and PhD. Furthering masters PhD is not for smart students. Okay, it's for the hardworking students. Okay, if you find yourself is smartest enough, okay, then let's finish the bachelor degree. Do not continue to the masters and PhD. Okay, what criteria define masters and PhD is the hardworking. Okay, if you find yourself as lazy, do not further, not further. But if you like to come with the level, master's level, PhD level, make sure that you are able to change yourself from lazy to be hardworking. Okay? We do not accept this kind of the mistake. Okay? We do not accept. Okay. Writing tips. Okay, writing tips. Since the topic is dry and boring, okay, it's much more interesting if I show you writing tips. Okay, I share with you the writing tip. Okay, I even do not know what is the synthesize, how to develop. This is what we call the critical review. This is just descriptive LR. I also do not even know these types of the writing when I did the LR, my LR. Okay, I just know when I start to teach the literature review section. So when I read And I noticed, oh, I did this. Oh, this is similar like mine. Oh, no wonder. Okay. So I'm sharing the tips. Okay. I'm sharing the tips. Okay. Um, I did my, what call that? I did my PhD study in pure qualitative. Pure quantitative. Okay, pure quantitative using the construct and measurement model and so on. Okay, but I learned how to craft and design the thesis flow. Okay, by reading qualitative thesis. Yeah, I find it one of the thesis that I search, okay, in the internet, okay, from overseas, of course. Okay, of course, the mother of tongue in English. Okay, find it very, what call that, inspiring and joyful reading. So, okay, when I read the thesis. Okay, so a lot of info, a lot of information, a lot of thing that I think I can learn by reading that thesis, and somehow the reading itself, okay, shape my understanding, and the output of the understanding is the LR section of my PhD thesis. So what I can share right here is, we have to master the core, three core thesis. Okay, sorry, three core skills. Okay, whenever we write a thesis, okay, no wonder FYP thesis, master thesis, a PhD thesis. Okay, remember that you are preparing academic report. Okay, academic report. Okay, academic report. So the exercise of the report is the reading and writing. So in academic, okay, we seek for clarity, kejelasan, alignment, coherent, paraphrase, and the valid citation. Okay, valid citation. Okay, and then number two, you are learning your subject matter knowledge. It's mean digital marketing, financial resilient, financial services product. Okay, relationship benefits. Okay, staff commitment. Okay, new technology acceptance. That is your subject matter knowledge. So you should understand your key terms, your concept, okay, theory, okay, an area of study by readings. So everything start with the readings, okay, and the research methodology skill, okay. In doing the first LR level, ni tengok ni, early LR, make sure you scan everything until the methodology. Okay, do not write yet. Okay, completing the section two. Okay, there are days. Okay, there are days that you only reading. Okay, there are days that only extracting. There are days that you are only writing one paragraph. Is okay. Okay? There are days that you only drafting the section and subsection only. That's okay. That is the process. You cannot write every day. Believe me, you cannot write every day. You are human. We are full of weaknesses. Okay, the emotion is the dynamic, not static. That we come with a lot of responsibility. Okay, so we have to admit that we have to be smart enough to strategize the move. So today move is to read and extract. Today's agenda, okay, in completing my chapter 2, I need to develop the table. Develop the table. Today's strategy in my LR is to check the alignment, section, subsection, section, subsection. Yeah. So that is the subject matter knowledge. Yeah. Okay. And the research methodology skill. Okay. Experimental based, qualitative, quantitative, mixed method. This is the core skill. that you are learning right now. Okay, specifically you are learning right now. Okay, in this course, okay, research methodology, we are teaching you um, how to, okay, number one, academic reading and writing. Okay, number one, and number two, research methodology skills. What about number three? What about number two? Number two is your task, okay, that only can be done by you and the supervisor. Get the assistant, ask them. Okay, we undergo the process. We read the thesis as the examiner. Of course, we know. Of course, we know. Of course, we know. Get back to them whenever you need them. Okay, we have a technological tools platform. Okay? Like here. Okay, you might be somewhere. Okay, I'm now at Perlis. You might be outside of the Perlis, KL, Kedah, Selangor, even Johor or Kelantan, or outside of the Malaysia. But we have the technological platform and tools to assist us. So I think the when you feel stuck, okay, when you feel lost, you feel you need to be guide, okay, get back, okay, get back to the supervisor. Okay, beritahu dia, okay, share with him what is your problem. Okay, they will be able to guide you. Okay, they will be able to guide you. If you don't know how to do it, ask them. Ask them. Okay, ask them. It's okay to feel don't know, and then it's okay because you are learning right now. Okay, you are learning right now. Okay, completing a research, okay, doing a research process is a full of the feeling of insecurity. Okay, because every steps of the research, okay, we require another level of your self, develop your personal self skill. And so it's a full of insecurity. Okay, after completing LR, so you keep moving to the chapter one, still drafting, and then full of insecurity. Okay, completing chapter three, then developing your instrument, your measurement, and then sitting for the proposal defense, and then collect the data. We don't know what our data will be look like. So it's a full of insecurity, insecure. That is research. Okay, we seek for something new. Okay, your problem is new. Okay, seek validation. Okay, to understand something new. Yes, something new. Okay, this is my tips. Okay, this is my tip. Use the correct writing structure. This is basic one that I get from my qualitative advanced qualitative class from Professor Dr. Suhaimi from my IUM. Okay, I asked them, I asked him, cakap, how do dia katakan a thesis, okay, you would like to ensure that your thesis is readable, okay, readable, understandable. Okay, get the first chapter, second chapter, and third chapter you give to form six standard six students who fluent in English. Okay, dah jenam, budak dah jenam fluent in English. Get them to read and ask them what they understand from your thesis. Okay. So in Malaysia, okay, standard six, okay, kids, okay, primary schools, kids with a age of 12 years old with a good proficiency in English. Oh, okay. Budak je dah 6 boleh faham UBGC, so you are good to go, I think. You are good to go. Okay, that is his recipe, his tips. So I start to wonder. I raise my hand in the class. Also sit in the class, same like you. So do not assume that I am smart enough. No, I'm still learning. So I'm still learning. Tanya, Prof, how do we how do we write storytelling to our academic study? Because I find it academic study is boring, dry, and grey, prof. Kita make it interesting. You make it interesting. I've been appointed as the examiner of the PhD thesis. It's one of few of the thesis that I examine that I can share the quality. It feel like reading a book story with a full of knowledge. Interesting. So we know the quality. So, so I asked him, how do we story a thesis? Itu dia kata simple English essay. Okay. Simple English essay structure. Start with the introduction. Okay. Everything have the introduction and everything have the conclusion and body in the middle. Okay. Do not over five or call that five paragraph. Okay. One paragraph. Okay. Make sure is the longer numbers of the sentence is six only. This is the basic English. Yeah, it's basic English. So I start to wonder, can I make it? Okay, is that doable? Okay, I ask to myself. So when I start to craft the LR, so I use his advice. Okay, I did. So so I say, oh, this is doable. Okay, so every time, okay, even right now, okay, I'm writing a article. Okay, I'm writing an article. Okay, I use his as a guideline. Introduction, conclusion, body. Okay, the longest will be five paragraph. If you like to extend, make sure you have table in between to conclude so that reader feel refreshed and not getting bored of reading the dry flow. Okay, use the interactive diagram middle of the right up. Okay, this can be done. Okay, I'll show you. Okay, I'll show you later. Okay, I'll show you the later. I'll show you the example later. Okay, so remember, writing tips. Okay, writing tips. Okay, even if you read the article, high reputable article. Okay, remember, high reputable article that you list. Okay, in your listing that you submitted to me. Okay, list. Okay, introduction. In the introduction section also have the introduction, body, and conclusion. Three paragraph only. So that one represent the structure. Um, LR, theoretical premise, LR, okay, okay, introduction, okay, introduction, definition, okay, definition is introduction, okay, definition is introduction, body, one of two paragraph, okay, maximum is three paragraph, and concluding remarks is still narrow, is still following this kind of the alignment. Okay, go on, explore. This is the flow. No, nobody just straightly start the sentence just to argue. No, go in. I've done it. Okay, I can verify. I went through the process, so it works. Okay, it works. Okay, it works to do not drag the reader attention. Okay, it works to focus. Okay, to shape, to deeper the focus of the reader, so that we know, oh, the student is describing this kind of a section, this student is explaining, this student is compare right now, the student is argue right now, and the student is conclude. Very nice. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, very nice. Okay, exercising academic writing. Oh yeah, common center, you read. Yeah, before you write, you cannot tulis ni. Before you write, you read, and then you have the idea. This idea, you can conclude the idea is, many researchers said that digital marketing is useful. Oh, this is your understanding. You keep, oh, betul, acceptable, practical, correct one. Okay. How do we report in our LR? Yeah, okay, the simple one. Okay, simple one. Okay, previous study have demonstrated that digital marketing plays a significant roles in enhancing outreach and engagement. This is academic writing. Okay, for instance, sorry, for instance, study A, okay, support. Additionally, study B. Okay, ni kena ni lah. Highlight sikit Study A. Okay, study B. I would like to highlight how many study that you refer to report in one particular paragraph. Okay. How many study? Okay. Study A, show one paper. Study B, one paper. Study C, one paper. Each of the study, okay, each of the study describing why, okay, digital marketing plays important. Instead of important, it's significance. Okay, crucial. Okay, how? Yeah, this is academic words. ChatGPT cannot do it. Okay, even the unpaid version. Hello, you not meet up to the level. Okay, I generate it using the ChatGPT Plus, but I revise meet up to the level. Okay, see, they just say AI. Okay, we made them. Okay, ours is original. Yeah, ours is original. So, ni flag ni. Yeah. So, for those academics, for those leisure, mampus record ni lah. Lecturer who claim that ChatGPT can jeopardize, diminish, risky. Yeah. That only depends on how we use it. Yeah, maybe there is reciprocate. We want, we have to give. This is the reciprocate. Timbal balik ya. We want, we have to give. I teach you. Yeah, I teach you how to do it. But with my experience, reviewing academic words, so the word usage of the words, significant importance. Oh, biasa. Useful is biasa. It's normal, common one. Okay? Demonstrate. Demonstrate. That one's academic. Yeah. Portray. Yeah. So how do we know? Read the high reputable journal. Okay. Find the high reputable journals. ChatGPT cannot done for you. Okay. They cannot even reach to the journal. The encryption. DOI, they encrypted in that particular database only. Don't worry about that. Yeah. Don't worry about that. Okay, so in order for you to come with this paragraph, how many journal that you are referring? Three, valid. Three. So it is possible for you. Possible for you to find it. One day, one paragraph. Of course, yes. Okay, but to search, search another day, compile another day, writing another day. So is that possible? Possible. So strategize your move. Strategize your moves. Okay, this is your sentence. Sorry. Okay, this is your sentence. Okay, previous study have demonstrated that blah 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 blah. This is the evidence. Evidence. This support, citation. Hi, highlight. Taken together, digital marketing should be understood as comprehensive approach. Blah blah blah. So summarize. This is descriptive. Describe. Yeah. But in order for us to describe in academic manners, okay, provide support, elaborate their findings, and acknowledge them by cite their works. This is academic writing. Okay, this is academic writing. Description. First paragraph to open. This is introduction. Description. Trust, blah, blah, blah. This theory suggests. This is my sentence. I read, I edit, I revise. It's not support yet. Okay? Do not support yet. Description. Brief. cooperative. Okay, look at the words. Tenet. Geese, center. You normal word, you center. The idea, that one is common one. When you read high reputable journal, of course you sparkle your reading. So you borrow their words. So somehow we impress the readers. Readers is only the supervisors and examiners. Yeah. Okay. When I did the LR, I do not intend to impress anyone. It's just me aiming to complete. Okay, the PhD is within the 36 months. This is it. I do not aim to win the best thesis award. No. That's not the aim. The aim here is to finish the journey. As fast as we can. That is the aim. Okay, bonus will come later. Okay, synthesize of the finding. Okay, combine the finding and reporting. Okay, combine and reporting. Okay, seminal work. Bapak hari ni. Okay, owner of the field. It's senat gitu. Okay, ahli senat itu. Okay, okay. Ya, panjang baca sendiri lah. Okay, take your time to read. Yep. Okay. Discovered. Okay, discovered. Subsequently extended. Past tense, plural tense, presents. Okay, present tense. Okay. Instead of for example, we use for instance. Look at the label. Yeah. Look at the label. How do we know the label? Read the high reputable journal. ChatGPT cannot do it. Okay. ChatGPT cannot do it. Okay. Have stronger influence instead of effects. Impacts. We use influence. Can. In addition, ChatGPT do not know who is Mercedes, Martha, and Ma. They do not know. Okay. Kinart and Capella. They do not know. Okay. Indicated as position. Word position. We use. Normally we use, but we call it position. ChatGPT cannot do it. Okay. What more with the unfit version? Sorry to say. Okay, that's a label. To a label there. Okay. To a label there. Okay. So synthesize. Okay. You are combining command. Okay. Favorable links. How do we glimpse that this is a favorable links? I get the idea when I read. So I report based on my readings. It's not that I copy paste everything. No. LR, you are reporting, synthesizing, and you can develop your argument. What is the argument? Yeah? What is the argument? This is synthesizing the findings. Yeah, you find it. Contradiction and inconsistency. Okay, this is the gap. And this is a gap. My gap. This is my gap. Okay. Second, the extent study was called to re-examine. Tak mau examine lah. Re-examine. Okay, memeriksa kembali. Because there are study, examine. I use examine. Re-examine the inconsistency of the special treatment benefits on customer satisfaction. In detail. This one thoroughly. Yeah, in detail. How do I know? I read. Okay, develop the metrics. Okay, understand. Okay, it confirms. Okay, based on the current study, the study confirms that we do not say that previous study is invalid, but we would like to justify our findings is valid in our context. Okay, we would like to justify our findings is valid to this context. Yeah. Okay. So we would like to acknowledge appearance, kemunculan. Okay. Okay. Synthesize. Contradiction. So writing a gap, another gap. Okay. This study endeavor Okay, to examine cumulative yeah. However, the dynamics of the satisfaction model that classify blah 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 blah. So you have to okay, state the idea first, and then report the, or call that last study. I start my study on 2019. So the most of the literature will in between 2017, 18 and 19. Okay. If below than that, okay, 19, this one is seminal work. Recent study, see 2020, I include this one in advice during the Viva session. Okay, 19, this one is seminal work. I use little to know about the factor, little sedikit, but I find it no study. But I do not use the word of no, just to be safe. It's just a strong claim. Okay, it just me to be safer. Okay, it just me to be safer. Okay, this is synthesizing the gap. Okay, gap loophole there. So this is high reputable journal. Yeah, high reputable journal. So I fill in the loops in one sentence. Re-examine this one, and this one. Okay. 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 Contradiction gap. Argument. Okay. Yeah. Argue apa ni? Okay. This study argue. Okay. Instead of there are 5, but you choose 3. So you argue why you choose 3, not 5. Yeah. Explain the reason. Okay. Provide the support. Okay. For that reason, this study agrees that social benefit is insufficient. Dia tak cukup. Insufficient. Inadequate. Instead of not enough. Not is the negative. So in academic you know, language flow is not really you have to be not too direct. Not too direct. Not too direct. Instead of stating the negative, okay, insufficient, not sufficient, not enough, okay, which you use it lacking, tak cukup, not enough, lacking, okay, insufficient is still lacking, okay, not enough. So instead of mentioning not over there, we use insufficient. How do I know? Okay, how do I read high reputable journal? Okay, high reputable journal. I read one by one. I borrow their words. Okay, that's a common words in academic. Demonstrate, signifies, indeed, demonstrate, reported, claim. Second, the argument, propose, develop, outline hypothesis. Okay, it's enrich your vocabulary as well. Okay, I feel that I'm learning another level of the English, especially polish my English writing skills. So that is the purpose of completing the research-based study. Okay, research-based study. Okay, human. Apa lagi kat sini? Done. Okay, done. Okay. So let me stop the recording first.